Salutations, this is Miracle Mile Podcast, Mario Fiallo speaking. Thanks for joining us once again. It is a very hot day and we are here with Teddy Villalobos, owner of Impact Nutrition. Say hi, Teddy.
Nice to meet you. It's an honor to be here and excited for the conversation.
Awesome, yeah. So this is the first time that I actually meet Teddy. We've been back and forth in social media conversation planning on doing this podcast. It was referred to us by our CEO to try and have this connection here. Local business, Impact Nutrition. And I had a little briefing before this to really look into what he focuses on, where he comes from. But we're going to get him his own time to speak about these things so that he can give his story better off. So, Teddy, how are you today and how did you get to where you are?
Doing great. Excited to be here and just opened up my first local business here in Union City.
Nice.
Impact Nutrition about 2 weeks ago. We just opened. And we're just helping the community, helping people out, getting in the best shape of their life, losing weight, gaining muscle mass. Me personally, that's how I really got into business and starting opening businesses.
All right, and now about these beverages right here that you brought up for sampling. Yeah. Okay, so for the camera, for the people that are watching, what's in here? What is this?
So that right there is one of our mega teas. Just mix it up before you drink it.
Yeah. Okay.
So that right there is the best alternative to anything that's high calorie, high sugar, because a lot of people our age, they go to Starbucks every day and they buy something that's super high in calories and it's just not good for their health. That is vegetarian, plant-based, green tea, black tea, a little bit of echinacea, vitamin C. That you can't get any more natural than that.
I'm so glad I waited until we started filming to try that. That's really good.
It's like a little
You're surprising me by saying that you're saying it's not that sugary?
That only has around 5 calories.
That's crazy. That tastes so good.
And it has no sugar at all.
Wow. Okay. All right. Okay. And where is your storefront located? Where?
We are in 401 35th Street here in Union City.
Oh wow, that's right around the corner from us, basically.
A couple blocks away.
That's cool.
And,
you're in between what streets?
New York and 35th.
Ah, okay. So that means like literally the corner.
Yeah, like 2 or 3 blocks away from here.
That's really cool. Awesome. I'll definitely be. You're gonna hear from me because that was surprisingly really good. Like what I really respect about when I see anything that's nutrition based, like if it's like let's say a smoothie shop that does like vegetarian options or vegan options or anything that has health basis, I like to see how well it does what it does while being very tasteful at the same time.
Yeah.
Because a lot of what keeps people in the consumerism of eating unhealthy fats, and I say this as someone who is still susceptible to that. I'm not better than anyone in that regard. But whenever people do go about those things, it tends to be because the flavor is so irreplaceable to them. Like, for example, someone could say, oh my god, like, yeah, I love baby back ribs so much, even though I know it's bad for me because it's just suck you into the bone, yada yada, whatever. And beverages like these remind me that I don't have to get a Red Bull. I don't have to get a Red Bull.
Yeah, that's our answer to it. And sometimes you have to sacrifice nutritional value for high sugar, high fructose corn syrup. And returning back to the basics, going back to nature, going back to, you heard of green tea, you heard of aloe vera, these things that our ancestors have always, consumed. Aloe vera has been around for thousands of years, green tea also. But going back and mixing it with our technology today, I think you can have a healthy beverage that's low in calories, vegetarian, plant-based, so you don't have to go for the Starbucks or the
It doesn't have to be a guilty pleasure to eat good. Yeah, that's awesome. I have a few friends who are on the vegan side of things, and I honestly admire the hell out of them because, like, they'll make something like for example, meat intake is the first thing that comes to mind because it's honestly not good for you as much as I can eat a chicken right now. But I have friends who can make like pernil out of jackfruit. It's like that blows my mind because like there's ways of creating these flavors that have nothing to do with the GMOs, the saturated fats, the extreme amounts of sugar or caffeine that we're all used to and acceptable to. So I always appreciate when I run into things like these because I don't actively look for them, but when I do find them, I stick with them. This is awesome. I wish I could show this in front of the camera. Do you think you could do that for me? Because this is a great variety of stuff you got here. You can just kind of span it a little closer. I don't know how your camera shoots that out there.
Like our main stuff that we have on our menu is our protein shakes as well. And those are our mega teas.
Ooh.
These teas are super popular. They come in a bunch of different flavors. And when people come to the shop, we make it like sort of this cafe Starbucks type of vibe.
Mm.
So people come in. There's a sofa. There's a green wall, so you can take for social media. We're huge on Instagram. And people like to come in with their group of friends and just have a healthy hangout.
That's awesome. And I just saw your storefront in here in the back too. This is a very spacious location.
It's big.
Good for you. That's what you need after all the things that we've gone through as a society. Very nice location for certain. Awesome. So beyond Impact Nutrition, let's talk about the person behind the commerce, because in many cases, especially local businesses, it matters more who the person is behind the works as opposed to the business itself. So Teddy, can you explain about how you got there before you became Impact Nutrition?
Yeah, for sure. So for people that don't know me or that follow me on social media, I'm Teddy Villalobos, 25 years old. I come from a very hardworking family. My parents are immigrants.
Okay.
They came to this country chasing the American dream. My dad is Mexican, my mom's Ecuadorian, so I speak both languages. But I grew up with that hard work of immigrant mentality. I grew up with that learning the American side, but also that Latino side of staying humble and always not asking for any handouts, always working hard for what you want.
Humility is very important, yes.
And I grew up with that, so I always had a head for business. I've always wanted to be a business owner.
Okay.
And when I was in college, I was 17 years old, and I was going to the gym.
17 at college?
17, yeah.
You're cool. Okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
And, I went to Hofstra University.
Okay.
And,
what did you study there?
Psychology.
Oh, same here.
Psychology,
Yeah. Okay, go ahead.
So I was there. I started to go to the gym, and then I gained 25 pounds of lean muscle with a program.
Okay, nice.
Hard work, consistency, all of that. And then all of my friends in school started to ask me about my result. They used to ask me for tips and advice, and I was like, wow, if I could become a trainer, that would be awesome,
Yeah.
Because I can make them my clients or customers.
Yeah, and also provide the information.
And then plus I had a thing for business, so I was like, wow, I could do this, So I started personal training, and I had I started to build a clientele base of around 10 customers, right?
Nice, yeah, that's how it starts. You just need loyalty first, and then
10 clients. And then from 10 clients, I realized it's so much time. Because imagine each person needs their own hour. So imagine that's easily 10 hours out of my week that I was, just in the gym, and I was getting tired of going to the gym.
Yeah.
I was there in the gym basically all day, besides going to school and all of that. So I decided to, my parents told me, you like to personal train, but why don't you do a workout class? Like a boot camp class, right?
Valid.
So I said, okay, so instead of that hour, instead of training just one person, I could train 10 people in 1 hour. That's better for my time, and also I can charge less money, and it's more affordable for more people.
That's valid.
Yeah, so I invited everyone on Facebook. This is 2013.
Okay.
I invited everyone on my Facebook. I say, we're going to start a boot camp. I'm going to become the trainer, affordable personal training. And 10 people showed up at the park.
You were still 17.
So yeah, around 17, almost 18.
That's good stuff. Most people don't even get their commerce right until like they're 30 and above.
And I think I had the mindset for business that I didn't know everything about fitness.
Yeah.
I didn't even know that much about macros and dieting.
The economics behind marketing.
I just knew that I was just sharing what I knew.
Okay.
The very basic protein, carbs, fats, all of that. And looking back now, I'm like, wow, that was. That took a lot of guts to do.
Yeah.
But I had 10 people show up, and I told everybody, we're gonna build this to, we're gonna take it to the next level. I'm gonna have the biggest boot camp ever. I'm gonna take over the world. Like I had that type of mindset, right? At 17 years old, and then I had 15 people show up the next time, and then 20 people show up next time, and it kept on growing like that. So the biggest boot camp I ever had was 350 people. I had 15 personal trainers under me. And at the time I was 18 or 19 years old. And
most 18 or 19-year-olds are like facing a keg, right? And they're partying their asses off until they're like 25 and 50.
And all of my friends made fun of me. Like everyone made fun of me. Everyone told me I was crazy.
That's just envy.
Because I didn't want to do what they did, I didn't
Scarcity mindset tends to affect people in ways they don't even measure it. Like it can be something as simple as, we're working on. You could be a graphic designer and someone will come and scoff at you because you're not complacent with clocking in somewhere.
Yeah.
It's weird. People have this weird way of channeling discontent in ways that it doesn't have anything to do with the same sign. Like you could laugh at someone and you're laughing and the whole time you're laughing because you're bitter. It's so weird. But I get
that. Because some people start a business and all of their friends buy products and all of their friends sign up, and in my case, they were talking super negative. They used to send me articles and be negative.
Oh.
None of my friends even showed up to my boot camp, and they were, supposedly best friends.
I've learned that there's a difference between, and I've learned this the hard way as an event coordinator who started from scratch, that there's a difference between the people who like are in your circles, who are, let's say, immediate or even conditionally love you, and then people that can be seen as consumers. And I've learned to depart the ego part of me that is not content with the people that are supposed to be my friends supporting what I do professionally, because they're different worlds, and some people aren't worth keeping around. Some are, but aren't going to immediately satisfy every aspect of your life. Like the podcast, I don't expect every single family member to be like, oh my god, I'm gonna click on it, or every close friend of mine to click on it. I expect whoever's interested to click on it. And it's valid. It kind of comes to the territory. Everyone makes their own peace with it. Some people make it to the top going, and others, will understand what happens and just make their peace with it. There's no wrong way to see it. I just see that it's, for me at least, healthy to divorce myself of the ego that comes from not being satisfied with who likes it and who doesn't. Because look, eventually you'll get it done anyway, right?
So I always say that I'd rather have 4 quarters than a bunch of pennies. Because the core people that stay with me through the good and the bad, those people were doing good now.
Exactly.
So the boot camp was going on. I was 18 years old, 19 years old. So imagine, over 100 people 3 times a week, and everyone was paying $5 to $10 each.
I can see how you afford the storefront.
I
can see how you afforded the storefront.
So then the next step was duplication, right? How many boot camps can I open to make it better for my time? Because I was doing the boot camps, I was making the products, I was doing the follow-up, I was doing the social media, I was doing the flyers. I did everything myself because I had the mindset. I was 18 years old. I was said if I could do it better than anybody, and I didn't allow people to develop themselves into the leaders that they should be. So I decided to open another location, boot camp location at a park.
Sure.
And now I've been doing that for a couple years, and now we have over 26 boot camps.
Wow.
We were helping over close to 250 customers, like clients that we're training, and that was before 2020. So 2020 was huge. Like it changed all of our life, not just my business, but the whole world changed.
The whole world, everything had to shift.
And it put everything into perspective. It put your health is the most important thing. It put into your mind that having a second income is super important,
Yeah, because your job can be shut off.
So
then there goes any time.
Everybody wanted to make money online. Everybody wants a second income,
Yeah, sure.
Everything that we took for granted in 2019 and 2020 exposed it.
It's like you had to therefore work after. Otherwise, if you didn't work on it afterwards, it was very clear so that any progress you didn't make was clearly up to you. I feel like what was very interesting about the pandemic was that we all had such a gap of time where we were just kind of staying home for the safety reasons, and there was so much time in that little span. And I feel like whether you were a productive human being with your time or you just festered in bed, it was very, very blatantly obvious that time was up to you now. And I have friends on both sides of things. I have friends who got their money right, got their fitness right, stayed at home reading and learning the whole time, made their money, whatever you did. And then I have friends who just stay on their phone in bed watching Netflix every day. And regardless of what side you're on that and the conclusion of it, it was very clear at that point to all of us that your actions reaped the benefits or the downfall. Like there's no other output. Before, as you said before, everything was business as usual. You clocked into work, you went to school, you ate dinner, routines. Sometimes you were free on maybe on a Friday or Sunday, and that was it. With that shutdown, everything was up to you, and you couldn't blame the job that woke you up at 6 in the morning. You couldn't blame your parents that you wanted to visit at 8 p.m., or you couldn't blame anything. You were just stuck in your house, and that's it. So it was a very interesting time.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like if 2020 didn't bring the hustler out of you,
at that point,
nothing would.
At that point, it really is just good luck, and figure it out whenever you are graced to do so. I feel like there's a lot of things in life that are very much so a subjective experience, like falling in love, like financial, let's call it financial intelligence, let's say fitness, let's say almost anything that you can't do for someone else has to tap into you at a specific point in time and place. And you can't ever do it for someone else. You can advise them, you can give them resources, you can suggest, and you can even inspire. But that sharpness that comes from someone's resolution is completely subjective.
Exactly.
And some people got it, some people don't. And honestly, I've been able to see it with the best way that I've been able to see it is mental health. There are some people who learn how to mature and grow up between the ages of 18 to 25, and there's others who don't realize things until they're 50 or 60 years old.
Exactly.
And just the same as that develops, it's the same with anything, whether it's business, money, social, religion. Some people just take a while to get there. The pandemic made it very easy to try and force yourself through it, but at the end of the day, some people are just destined to be the people they are until they get it, if they ever do so.
Exactly. It exposed everybody, you know, it exposed, you know, who you really were.
Yeah.
And I think that having that experience, like, that's something that changed all of our lives. And I think having that experience was crazy. And around February, that's when things started to be kind of weird. Like, we didn't know if the country was going to close down, if the business were going to close. So I told all my boot camps, I said, let's go to Zoom only. Zoom workouts.
Zoom workouts.
Zoom workouts. So I said, let's close all the boot camps and let's go straight Zoom. You know, so that in the beginning, it was like, you know, what if it doesn't work out? What if it, you know? But I was so confident, I told my team, I was like, let's make it happen.
Okay. I'm going to cut you off right there for 1 second because we have to do something real quick. But we'll get back into the Zoom interviews, okay? So I'm going to take a little break right here. Alright, and we're back. Sorry for the break. Anyways, Teddy, as you were mentioning earlier, you got into Zoom workout boot camps based off of the fact that we're in the pandemic. So how did that go for you?
So February, we basically didn't know what the country was gonna do. Was it shut down? Was everything was gonna be, you know, everything was gonna be back to normal? So February, we decided to do Zoom only workouts. Cancel all the in-person workouts. We're going only Zoom, and we've been doing that for over a year now because since the beginning of the pandemic, it's been over a year.
Okay.
And now every week we're helping over 500 people a week. That's
Nice.
more than I ever did in person.
Yeah, that's incredible.
Before it was 250, now it's over 500 people.
What's your perspective on, especially since the summer seems to be fruitful, what's your perspective on trying to merge your digital clientele to a live in-person performance for that?
Now we're gonna have both. We're gonna do both because now we're plugging in people from all over the world.
Yeah, so they still need the service.
South
regardless.
America, Europe. I mean, we're getting people from all over.
Wow.
So we have that over 500 customers that work out with us and consume products and are using the training of our trainers.
Very good.
So then on the e-commerce side, that's even bigger, selling products and merchandising and all of that through our company. And now we have business in now 13 countries.
Wow.
And it's been good.
Very proud of you. I don't even know you. I just met you today. I'm so proud of you.
So then it comes down to now 2021 Impact Nutrition, right?
Okay.
So I was thinking, right? I want to reach the most amount of people, 100% of the population, right? What percentage of people like personal training? Maybe 25% want a personal training. So I want to reach people that don't even think about fitness, don't even think about going to the gym.
Yeah.
I want to reach those people that are at work. Maybe they're parents, maybe they're students, maybe they just want a healthier option, you know?
Yeah,
they don't want to go to Starbucks, they don't want to go to Dunkin' Donuts. So if I could make a cafe type of Starbucks, like a healthy Starbucks, all vegetarian based, all plant based, if I could do that and give an option to people between 18 to 35, that would be perfect, right? So instead of having a high calorie coffee on Starbucks, I'm gonna make a protein coffee. Instead of having an unhealthy beverage in Starbucks, have a omega tea. You know, so I created Impact Nutrition where we're gonna have a bunch of products that you would normally buy at Starbucks, but in a healthier version with protein.
Okay, cool. I have a question for you. So for anyone who may be watching this in the future or whatnot, what are your prices for the mega teas, the wild shakes? Like how
So the tea is $8.
Okay.
And the shakes are $8.
That's valid.
Like for example, a protein donut would be, you know, less than $10. You know, it's nothing too expensive, and it's just simply a change of dollars, you know?
Yeah, for sure.
Because there's kids my age that they go to Starbucks and they spend $10 every day. You know? And they're not reaching their goals, they're unhealthy. So we were able to change that, you know? We're getting a lot of people that I never would have met through a boot camp. I never would have met them at the gym. I never would have met them through a weight loss challenge that I run. I would never meet them. They just showed up at a smoothie shop and they just want a healthier option, you know?
That's fantastic.
So we've been open for over a week and we already have over 100 people that came in. You know, so I think there's nothing like this in this area.
No.
You know.
There's a few things like Nutri Health, and they have some kind of thing. But I have friends who have worked in those locations, and I feel I don't know enough to ever besmirch a name like that. But what I will say is that I feel that there's a consistent perspective of health in your barometer, and like as long as that's the prioritization, I feel like you can always tell the difference between something that is being done nutritionally for marketing purposes and things are done nutritionally for the actual value of nutrition, and your company very much so reads that way. So that's very necessary.
Yeah. And also, like, this is just the beginning, you know, because we have people that come in for a shake and a tea every day. But if they want something more personalized, of course, I'll be their trainer. You know, if they want to lose weight, they want to gain muscle mass, we have a machine that we do evaluations where we check body fat for free. Instead of charging, like when I was a trainer, the trainers that used to work with me in the gym, they used to charge $100 for that exam. We do it for free.
Wow.
Just to check your body fat, your muscle mass, and you know, we just check your numbers just to make sure you're following the right path. And if you want an extra help or you want some coaching, we're there to offer that as well.
Okay, well, I'm going to be really transparent right here. I like working out, I like fitness. I might not seem like I'm the strongest person, but I used to work out a lot, especially in the pandemic. I was the healthiest I ever looked. I always have these moments where I'll look back at pictures and then see that one picture where I'm like the healthiest peak condition. I'm just like, damn, I let it go. So I will be taking up that offer because I do want to know like where to start off on and then go on after.
For sure.
I mostly focused on calisthenics during the pandemic because I've had access to the gym. I have some barbells and all that, but I also focused on the FST7 training, which is for tissue stretching. But I kind of have been on break on that because I've been focusing on art and because I'm an artist, and then I've been focusing on event coordination with Reach. So I definitely need to jump back on, and I'm going to take up that service, the checkup on that.
Sure. I mean, if anybody from the podcast as well, like we do it for free. Just set up an appointment, 30 minutes or less. We'll check your numbers, you know, just to make sure you're on the right path.
That is fantastic.
Yeah, so.
Awesome. Okay, so we're going to call this a day on the conversation, but we're going to get into the last section of this. It's called promo time. This is part of the podcast where we talk about what we have on the table, what you have on the table, anything you want to promote, anything that's going on, or even if it's just the address and who you are in your storefront. So would you like to start off that?
Yeah, for sure. Especially for the podcast, we have 2 offers that I want to make open to you guys. So the first one is the first time you visit, just mention the podcast or mention Mario or anybody at the team, and you get $2 off your first visit. You know, whether a tea or a shake or a donut, you know. And also the health evaluation for free, you know. And if you go to East Florida Fitness or you go to Crunch, they charge $80 to $100. And I'll do it for free.
I didn't know that. Okay.
So I bought the machine and I'm doing it for free because I want personal training. I want health and wellness for everyone across the board, not just the people that could afford personal training. So across the board, as long as you're 18 and over, we can do the health evaluation. I'll get you started on some training, maybe personal training, or you could just have a tea and shake every day through any of the delivery apps that we have. Or you can send us a message and we'll go deliver it to you.
We're gonna have to cut that out and put that as an ad because that was probably the best promo sale I've heard anyone else give. That was fantastic. Alrighty, thank you. Now I'm going to go ahead and pass it on over to the Reach side. So for anyone who has been witnessing things, we just finished the Spring Brew Festival art galleries we worked on. We had 3 art galleries at 3 different locations: Maria Cafe, NJ Park Cafe on 16th and Boulevard, and then the last one was here at a storefront. Thank you to every single musician, performer who made it our way, performed with us. I appreciate the fact that you were able to make my life easier and also provide art to the community. I appreciate all the artists that were able to make it possible to hang your work on the walls, and I'm grateful that we were able to sell whatever we were able to sell, thanks to the companies that work with us. We have one more show for the month at Trattoria Napoli, and then we're going to start executing more live shows within June, but that's in pending process. We're going to be taking a break for that, and then we'll move thereafter. Thank you so much. Have a great day, guys. Alright.
That looks amazing.
These are the flyers here.
Oh, I can
Show you guys. Oh, yeah. Just show someone. Yeah, I've been thinking about starting a business podcast for a long time. You know, because I've done a couple of podcasts, but as a guest, I never